Today's session, I want to begin with talking about my interaction with Dr. Pillai. One of the challenges I have faced and I continue to face is that when I speak with Dr. Pillai, he does not operate from the state of mind that we operate from. He operates from the quantum mind, or I would say the deepest quantum mind or the super quantum mind, whatever you want to call it. It is something like we are operating from an outdated computer, you know, an outdated AI, and he's operating from super intelligence. There is AI, there is AGI, which is much higher. People are trying to make it, create it, which is artificial general intelligence. And then beyond that, people are predicting one day there'll be super intelligence, which is infinitely more intelligent than human beings or than the AI that we have today. AI that we have today is very limited, very, very limited. But still, in many areas, it is bypassing normal human intelligence. So talking to Dr. Pillai is like talking to super intelligence. And the logic that he has is a very different type of logic. The logic, so he's, it is like, let me try to explain it because there is something useful for us to learn. The logic he has is like quantum logic. If you look at normal physics or normal computer science or normal way of thinking, it's either something exists or something doesn't exist. For example, if I have a coin, and I flip a coin, it will either be heads or it will be tails. There is no other possibility, either the head or tails, Either it's hot or it's cold, or either you succeed or you fail. They're not, they're only fixed possibilities. And you can try to do analyze, what is the probability of getting a heads versus a tail, or probability of succeeding or not succeeding. This is what people do. But in the quantum world is very mysterious, because in the quantum world, or in quantum computing even, it is both 0 and 1 exist at the same time. Success and failure parallelly exist. Heads and tails exist together. It's like when the coin is in the air, it can be either heads, it can be tails. And in quantum physics, it is both. All possibilities exist in a single moment. And in every moment, all possibilities exist, which is very weird, for normal way of thinking. Well, we always say, I need to find out what is true, what really happened, or what is really going to happen. That's what we do. We're always trying to know what is going to happen, what is going to happen. Because we are assuming something fixed is going to happen, because our reference point is not the quantum mind. Our reference point is the human mind. So that is the problem. The quantum mind, anything is possible. And its intelligence is very broad because it knows all the possibilities that exist. Then what it creates, what it decides, is vastly different than what the normal human mind decides. So that's been my challenge ever since I met him when I was 19-year-old, in 2000, later half of 2008, when I met him physically for the first time. That's been a big challenge. His mind, his brain works so differently. So I've often misunderstood him, often argued with him because I did not understand what he was trying to say. Why I didn't understand? I could not understand. There was no way I would ever be able to, because he's coming from the quantum mind, where logic is not what we think. It is translogical. So, and we have to learn that. And finally, after many years, I realized this is not going to work. If I want to understand him and learn from him, I must also develop the quantum mind. Only then is communication possible. Otherwise, it's so difficult. And it will take several years to understand or to value what he taught me, earlier. And hopefully, over the years that I think that the gap has, I am able to, earlier it would take me 5 years to understand or value, truly see the value of what he taught me. I think now it has shrunk a lot, and there is still miles to go. Okay. And so that is one thing. And what I try to do now in my own teaching or coaching program, whatever I do, I try to get myself into that state of mind, so that the maximum possibility, and not just maximum, all possibilities exist. And hopefully try to inspire others to experiment with this and develop the quantum mind. And then you will be, the advantage is that is the mind of God, and that is the creative mind. That's the pure creative intelligence, and which also knows everything. So then you will not get into trouble in life. You can get into trouble if you go by the logical karmic mind, because not really logical. One, once um, one situation is seen differently by everybody, by different people. So where is the logic exactly? I mean, whose logic is right? Everybody has a different point of view. So is it really logical? Is it common for everyone? Because everybody is interpreting it differently. So even what we pretend to be very logical is just a pretension, because somebody else interprets the same information completely differently. And we see that in conflicts, when there are people fighting with each other, countries fighting with each other, each has their own logic justifying what they are doing, and everybody is right in their own place, and they will justify, this is why I'm right, and this is why the other person is wrong. Okay. And that's the root of all conflicts. One person is very, fight hard, and everybody's not fighting hard for their side of the story. So there is no logic. It's a complete lie. So anybody who says I'm very logical, it's all ego. Or it is surface level thinking. They have not even done the self discovery to realize that they are not logical. They have their own logic, but that is not shared by others. So whenever you have a fight with anyone, or someone else has a fight with you, at least remember this, that they have their own logic, and they are justifying theirs, and you have your own logic and you are justifying your logic. And try to find some meeting ground, you know. But as long as you are competing with who is right, then the conflict will continue. So question is, what can we do to develop this quantum mind, and at least try to understand the quantum mind? I'll share with you some of my favorite applications of the quantum mind. I have always been very interested in seeing God, being able to hear God, be able to talk to God. And only the quantum mind will allow you to do that. Or the empty mind will allow it. When you are empty of your personal thoughts, your personal belief systems, your personal ideas of right and wrong, then you can hear God, meaning you can receive God's frequency clearly without getting your mind, your ego, your memories, your attachments, your messed up emotions in the way. So the only way to hear God is to empty your personal ego, personal mind. I love that application because I love God. I love conversing with God. And so that requires emptiness, like channeling. Channeling is based on emptiness. That's it. What is surrender? When you surrender is a state. Most people don't know what is surrender. I didn't know. One day I heard it from Dr. Pillai, and then it made sense to me. Let me share that with you. Surrender is not that easy. Everybody said, I'm surrendered. It's not true. Surrender is the state of no mind and no ego. Surrender is a state of no mind, meaning no thoughts, and no ego. You have no personal, there is, no personal ideas. You have no personal ideas. You're completely empty. God can fully download himself in you. So, in the state of surrender, your mind should become silent, ego should become silent, you know. And that's also a favorite topic of mine, because without surrender, we cannot receive the highest intelligence, which is God's intelligence. Arul. Arul Jyoti cannot and will not ever, 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 ever come to anyone who does not empty himself or herself. Okay. It is a prerequisite. You must empty yourself. For that also you need grace. You know, you need grace. And you will get grace if you really want it, if you are really, really committed to it. So our consciousness is supposed to be pure. Our consciousness is supposed to be pure, just like God's consciousness. But then there are two impurities, or rather three impurities, which are ego, karma, and Maya. Maya is the externalization of our consciousness, constantly absorbed, working 14 hours a day, or working 8 hours, but thinking and about to work another 6 hours. The whole world is lost. A child is lost in playing with toys. An adult is lost with playing with the the stress, the problems, the fears, the jealousies of their life. Everybody is lost in the world. That is Maya. No self-awareness, just lost externally. That is Maya. Attraction of the external, that takes our consciousness and prana outside of us, ruining our health, mental and spiritual, in the process. Then ego. you know um, Ego is that which gets hurt when somebody insults you and you get angry with them, or you don't feel liked or loved or respected, and there's a reaction. Well, what is that? Who is within you getting hurt? That is the ego. And the third is karma. Karma is those emotions, those desires, those thoughts, and those experiences in life that we want to experience, that we wanted to experience, rather. And now we have come into this world to experience those thoughts, desires, emotions, and events in our life. And these are impurities. They are corrupting, corroding forces that has corrupted our otherwise pure quantum mind, pure soul consciousness. And in a state of emptiness, when there are no thoughts and no ego reactions, you're free of emotions and desires and thoughts, and you're completely peaceful. You even begin to experience your inner bliss. You don't feel your body. You can't feel your body. It's like your body has been put under anesthesia. You're like, when you go for a surgery, they put you in under local anesthesia. So your body becomes numb. It is there, but you can't feel it. There's a gap, but there's a distance between you and your body. Your body is there, but you don't feel it. And you feel light, weightless, joyful. And that is the state of surrender. Surrender will clean out the garbage, the clean out the ego, karma, Maya. And only in that state can true relationship with God, which is just a love affair with the divine, just loving the divine, and the divine pours love into you, and you pour that love back, and it is a fantastic experience, more satisfying than anything else. More contentment will come.